Well, hello everyone, and hey, Bobby, thanks for being here today.
Always a pleasure, Ed. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're lying. It's funny how many people hate to be on camera.
I'm getting used to it, man. It's been over a year now, so I'm becoming more comfortable with it. But what's always
It's almost 2 years. Like March will be 2 years. I don't know if you know that. Yeah,
wow. Okay.
yeah. Time flies, man, when
It
you're having
does,
fun.
man.
Finally got you to come in studio.
Yes, it feels good.
All right. I know a lot of people. A lot of people like sitting by a couch and having that kind of stuff. I like it, but I also know how much work it is. And right now, with the way the economy's going, we're keeping it a little. Keeping our belts a little tighter.
Still getting the info out, right?
That's the most important thing, because there's a lot of editing I need to do, and I'm still working on finding the right person that's inexpensive.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I had one. He did a good job, but he was expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And right now, I have enough for me. I don't have enough for everybody. Right. So anyway, let's move on. Enough about I don't want to be naked, but I mean, it's busy. I'm slammed with people qualifying.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are looking into next year, and there's nothing I can do to get them to move faster. And I'm trying to explain to everybody, December is the best time to buy for buyers, right? There was an article that was put out a while back, the 10 best days to buy, 7 in a year, 7 of those are in December. Yeah, the number one is day after Christmas. Second one is December 7th. Yeah. It just has to do with discount. But I think the biggest difference right now is any day of December is going to be a good day to buy, because the fact that sellers who have their houses on the market want to sell, right?
Yeah. I can say people who are on the market during the holidays are the serious sellers and buyers, right?
Right. And they're going to work with you. They're going to help you out so they can sell their house. But we were talking about this before we got on here about some things that when you do stuff to your house, and I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah. So over the years, I've seen a lot of updates that have been done to houses, or homes, I should say, that are very owner specific. And there's a lot of people that believe, oh, this is my forever home. I'll never move. So I'm going to make it super funky.
You mean like putting Raiders logo in your pool?
Oh man. I saw a guy that painted his house silver and black. That's how much he loved the Raiders.
Well, but having the logo in your pool, it could be a problem.
Yeah, that's not,
because it limits it to who's going to buy that house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 49ers fans, I guess you just have to negotiate a way to cover that up. Huh?
That's a lot of work because it's in the tile.
Yeah, I've never seen that, man. Jesus,
my neighbor had it.
Oh man, yeah. That's commitment. Yeah. Good for him.
Next.
Yeah. But I'd say probably the biggest thing I see that's kind of a setback just getting a home sold is when people go for like the no maintenance backyard and they pour all concrete. Yeah. And so that, that right there is going to take out most of the people that have pets,
or kids.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting how many people I normally hear the objection from pet owners, right?
Really? Yeah. Cause there's no place to go to the bathroom. They have to go out front.
Yeah. Like, so now I got to put my dog on the leash every time that needs to go potty,
Yeah. Cause I mean,
and for anyone who's busted up concrete, it's a day or two of work. It's not impossible, but most people can't see past that. They just see, oh, no grass, all concrete. I like the house, but let's move on.
No, I understand. It's like when we just did our pool, and besides the pool, you put concrete, and we're like, my wife's like, I don't want a concrete jungle. So the guy worked out to where we have turf in the right side of the yard looking out back, and with concrete to set the daybed on, so that you can have the turf for your dogs, and you can it breaks it up because it makes it a lot better. And I even have it on the other side on one edge of it, so then it looks like everything's finished. And so that gets to your point where I know a lot of places, a ton of concrete, and that's how my house was originally. That's the whole. There was only a little bit of grass, and there was so many concrete pieces and extra pieces and that and this, and
probably poured at different times by different people,
60s and 70s, and yeah.
That's another thing I see too. For some reason, most people won't tackle a lot of DIY projects, but they think they can do concrete.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, and I mean, talk about just a permanent eyesore.
Because if you don't do it right, it cracks.
Yeah. And the people who aren't experienced don't know you have to work down the aggregate and get the cream to come to the top and make it smooth. And so it just looks like someone just literally mixed it in a wheelbarrow and dumped it. So
well, not only that, it's like the concrete that was just taken out when they did the whole backyard, there was a line that went from one edge of the garage to the edge of the master bedroom. Right. When they're doing their edging and making the lines through and all this stuff, the problem is they're not the same depth.
Gotcha.
So it was a crooked, it was at an angle going across. It's like whoever did that needed to be anyway.
Yeah.
You bring it out and then go across. You know what I mean? Do something. There's something. But anyway, the people who poured the concrete recently, freaking best concrete I've ever seen.
Nice.
Best job I've ever seen.
Well, I'm always looking for referrals because I'm looking to redo my backyard, which is something else too, you know, for sellers. Think about this. You know, I see it mostly with flips, but a lot of times people put all the effort on the inside of the house and they put zero into the yard, you know, and if you put just a couple $1,000s into the yard to make it look nice, it's going to have huge return for you.
Right. But I also see this on some of these flips. They do all the work inside, the flooring, painting, the cabinets, new appliances, but then they don't look at the roof. They don't do pest work. Yeah. The next thing you know, you got 10 grand in both of those areas that weren't touched. And it's like, okay, you've just done this. Why didn't you spend money on the roof, deal with the pest stuff, paint it? Maybe, you know, put a little bit more into it. Yeah. Spend another 10 grand. You're still going to make more money. It's just spend the money you need to. That was the problem we did when we bought our cabin. Needed a roof, had pest work, but I was able to get the price down because of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, you know, that's a negotiation, right? But no, I agree with you. I've seen so many flips where it's like, man, talk about you went and found the cheapest, you know, vinyl plank you could and something that, you know, like a lot of the quartz products now are more affordable. So,
and that's okay if they look good and the vinyl plank for the floors so that your kid, you know, but just go a little bit thicker, spend 10 cents more. You know what I mean? It's like but I'm gonna go back to what you're talking about when you're doing stuff. It's like painting rooms, right? Don't paint these weird colors and certain things on certain, because my wife did it on one of our houses we were leaving. She painted the bathroom downstairs this burgundy red, which was horrible. Not her, it's just the way the paint dealt with stuff later.
Yeah.
And so before we, you know, left, I had it painted for the tenants when they're going to rent it from us.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't want to deal with it and it looked better. Right. And then when we went and sold it 3 years later, all I had to do was some cleaning up. All the paint was still good. And we did touch up and it was great. So, but I get back to whatever you do. I always tell people, whatever you do your home, think about, is the next person going to want that done?
Yeah. Cause odds are you're going to be selling that house, you know,
someday.
Yeah. Unless your goal is to end up out on property out in the country and you get that house, you know, you're going to be there till the day you die. Then, you know,
yeah, but then it doesn't matter. Things can happen.
I'm gonna say you can do funky stuff, but it is going to make it harder to sell.
It just limit the buyers who want it. Right. And that's when I was talking about putting logos of football teams on certain things.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, put it on your pool table because you can take that with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like the garage floor, you know, if you're going to do that, great. I'm not talking about the team logo, but actually putting that coating on the garage floor. Yeah. That's great. I mean, those kind of things that someone else is going to do, cabinets in your garage, insulating your garage, and sheetrocking your garage. If you have an older house that doesn't have that, insulated garage doors, those are huge, right? Yeah. During the winter, and then in the summer, it's so much cooler. You could put one of those little units in there and keep it nice in there. You can actually use it for a workout area.
Well, workout. And I've seen a lot of people with show cars, you know, that they have like the epoxy floors and, you know, the garage is as nice as the house because that's where they keep their baby, right?
Right. Well, I mean, mine, there's cracks in the floor, right? And I'm like, who did this? And it could be just the settling. They're not separating, but they're cracks, right? At one point they did. And, you know, or maybe they poured the concrete floor not to have a car on it. You know, you never know. All concrete should be enough thickness to be able to have a car on it. So, yeah. But what are you going to do? All right. Back to whenever you're going to do. Make sure you're going to plan on what somebody else is somebody else going to like this. And if you don't care, then just understand you're going to have to make those changes before you sell.
Yeah, make the changes or they're going to beat you up on the price, you know? Having big yards full of concrete, I've seen has been the biggest objection, right? Because people look at cabinets, they go, I don't like the color of cabinets. I can paint those, you know. That's a simple project, but busting up, you know, a couple of yards of concrete.
Yeah, especially if you don't have a big way to get back there, right? Some of these newer homes, there's less than 36 inches. You can't get one of those machines back there to help you break that up. That's all by hand and by jackhammer,
wheelbarrow.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
It is, yeah. I mean, and you know, so say
I know where you can hire some people though.
Absolutely. Hey, Good. But just for the day, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Something to keep in mind though, if someone wanted to do that, right, where they wanted like a zero maintenance, keep the next buyer in mind, where you do keep a section where they could put grass and just put down weed barrier and pea gravel, right?
Or put, because I mean, turf is expensive.
I know it's not cheap, man.
No, it's like 3 times what it's going to cost you for grass.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, I understand what you're saying, or there's ways you can make one small area grass, right? Really small. If you're going to have grass in your front, what's the big deal doing a little patch in the back?
Yeah.
But for us, we didn't want to have to worry about someone going back there, except for the pool guy.
Yeah.
Think maybe once a year to trim things up, but other than that, I don't want people back there every week.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to get grass in your pool, right? I get it. I
don't care about that, because I mean, turf, I don't know if you know about that stuff, has little pieces that come off for a while.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because when they cut it, right, the little extra, they like,
oh, okay.
You need a blower and keep going. You find stuff here and there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's perfect.
Yeah,
but when you do something for your house, plan, is this going to the next person's going to want?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're making a huge island in the kitchen and other stuff like that, everybody wants that. That's easy. But I'm gonna do concrete floors. They're not necessarily what people want.
Yeah.
Stained concrete. And that was out. That's out. It's been out for a while. Next. All right. Thanks for coming in today, Bobby. Anything else before we go?
Nope, that's it. Thanks so much, Ed.
And thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. If you like what we do here, I always say just share and let people know. And thanks again, Bobby.
All right. Thank